Elements. Gonna do another impromptu live reading. Some cards. Get going, but this is Moch. I'm very stained up from tie-dye and all my projects that I sell on Mercury. Plug to my shop online. Moch, what's up? You just want me to throw beads? You want me to throw beads? You silly guy. Anyway, okay. So, set up here, guys, and top of the morning to you. Okay, let's see if we can get this going. I decided just to go live as many days as I can when I'm feeling good in between doctor appointments and all that. Let's see. Okay, how do I guess you can't do it once you have it? No, you can. Let me see. Oh, you can. Hi, guys. No makeup. Insane. What's up? Good morning. Okay, so I'm going to film it like this is easier for me so I can see what I'm doing. Okay. There we go. That works. And I think we have as much light. There we go. That's about as much light as we have available. I think that'll do. And get going. I haven't done live in so long, so I don't think anybody is catching these, but it's okay. I'm getting used to going live every day. Some lighter for the candles. And I'm going to do some cards. I'm going to start to try to do this, like I said, every morning that I can. So instead of just, doing the long year of hiatus and taking care of my health, that is in the works. So that's something that I'm always going to have to manage. And I'm feeling better, and on the days that I do feel better, I'm going to come online and do some lives. This is actually cards. Shout out to Maritza. Let's see what's on the bottom. These are, I don't know what they're called in Spanish. I should have looked that up. But they're these little cards. I think that for me, if you've been to my channel before, I use like tarot cards. I use oracle cards. I use my own self-made cards. I also use tools of divination like dice, things like that. In my readings, I do free auto writing for clients, and I have sets of 50 different sets of kind of flashcards, like for instance, solar system, right? Flashcards that I can use to interpret in, a guided way, channeling, intuitive guidance, my, also my logical sense, right? Your human sense. On the bottom is El Sol, the sun. So I know Mochi just want to go back and get beads. The kitty wants to get beads. He plays on the stairs and he fetches like a dog. Anyway, so number 46, 10. So number 1, the sun. The sun can be representative, of course, of a fire sign, and specifically Leo, born at the end of July to the end of August. I have 2 Leo kids, shout out, August 9th and 10th, Alyssa and Marcus. So the sun is also in tarot. If I read it that way, I know Moch. It is a symbol of strength, of jubilance, of jubilance, of joy, of having, I think it's perfect because we're kicking off Gemini season right now. As I film this, it's Tuesday, I think the 23rd, 22nd, 23rd, 24th, thereabouts. My goodness, you're being loud today. You're saying all kind of stuff, Mochi. So in any case, this is, I think, indicative of having us kick up our feet, have an enjoyment, period of time, whether it's just taking a day for yourself, treating yourself, going and getting a tiny 99-cent ice cream, like doing something that makes you feel joyful, that makes you feel like that childlike innocence. It's what in tarot the card of the sun represents, talking about a new attitude, a new uprisal of strength right within us. And let me get to these cards. These are old. These are like a retro deck from the 90s that I was gifted about 5 years ago. And it's called Creative Whack Pack. Take a whack on the side of the head is what the deck book says. It's by Roger Van Ack. Look at that. Roger Van Ack. And these are, again, like old school cards that were meant for divination, but in a logical way. This guy comes from Menlo Park back in the day in Silicon Valley. in the 90s, he released these. So it's very interesting. We'll cut and we'll read. Very off the wall messages, but need to be reflected upon. So believe in yourself came up. See the imagery, hopefully you can. So believe in yourself, number 50. Okay. What concerns me, remarked the philosopher Epictetus, is not the way things are, but rather the way people think things are. Boom. That's genius. If you think you're creative, you'll act that way, and vice versa. Absolutely. It's a self-fulfilling prophecy. As you think, so you are. Is that your statement? In what ways are you creative? So this is why this is beautiful for me. Believe in yourself. I got tied up again with, I believe, that dark nights of the soul, or reflection points in which you really get stifled and your self-esteem wanes for a second and you're confronted, like I was maybe with another scenario of a group of people or group of thoughts, even for you, if that could be thoughts for you that get into your head or come at you, in my case, like directly at me, and let you know that they don't like you, and this negative self-talk that is told maybe by someone in your household or realm of friendship or occupation, right? There's a narcissistic tendency type of person in all of our lives, to be honest. Somebody who is really just antagonistic, we should say, rather than narcissistic, right? That just gets such a bad rap, that word. It's antagonistic, toxic type of, communication with you. So if that has happened, or you've just had some nasty self-talk, which we all can do with ourselves, right? Our own demons come to haunt us, or brought back, especially with astrology so powerful as it is in everybody's minds. I think as we move forward, a lot of people are cognitive of the fact that the stars are bodies and they move, and that's in correlation with us moving here. So as above, so as below type of thing, right? So, it is all in perspective. I just saw a documentary recommended to me. I haven't watched it yet, but talking about perspective, of course, and perception, and the deception in the perspectives, and deception in perception. And this card talks about how we even can deceive, each other in which, ways we think people are, or we think things are, right? So if we change our perception, like I'm just like, forget it, you know what, regroup, regenerate, right? I did my own set of healing, kind of pulled back into my immediate family, took care of the people whom I call first priorities, right? My kids, my husband, my mom, like got back into that foundation, drew back into the importance of why I went to Hawaii to put my Nana to rest, right? To do this for my mom. I always on my channel shout out personal things. It's just the way we do around here. So that right there for me, having to go and be challenged in such a strange way, and I won't go into it, but it just really, really, really challenged my self-esteem. I went through modes of that revisiting of the dark nights of the soul, right? Like crying, moaning, whining, getting to that pity party Pisces. I'm a Pisces sun and rising, and it's, believing in yourself, that resilience that I want to preach today for you guys, that you can, with jubilance, with joy, with a new attitude, with a, it's okay, this is not going to stifle us type of thing that my mom and I had during this trip that we had, and walking up 8 flights of stairs over and over because the elevators were broken, right? Like, there was a lot that we could have done to counteract believing in ourselves and believing in the cause why we're there. And for you guys, it's going to take, I think, the Gemini season, where Geminis want to communicate and have a place of respite that is joyful and fun. Like, they're fun and all about the party and the social scene, and what we can do to make each other happy, and what we can do to make each other laugh, even in a like a mischievous way, like haters gonna hate type of way, right? But in a playful way. So I think that if any of you, I think it's a big theme right now. I was listening to one of my favorite astrologers, Beyond the Veil. I would check out her channel if anybody happens to not be subscribed or see her. She came out a while ago. I remember her with Peace Dealer. Super nice chick. She's Scorpio. She's legit. She is so professional and so wonderful the way that she explains astrology. I've literally stayed off everybody's channel for the last, I think, like year plus, since she's began growing again on her channel, and just listen to her monthly. And sometimes I catch, she does such an in-depth astrology, um, you know, forecast. into all kind of different occurrences, aspects, you know, transits, full moons, new moons, all that kind of stuff. In any case, she had mentioned it, and I think it's so true. There are a lot of issues coming up, I know, within my immediate family, within myself, about self-esteem and how we view ourselves. And I think it has to do with, in my interpretation of astrology, with Uranus and a lot of squares that have been happening with aspects, planets, angles in the zodiac that have to do with our self-esteem, like, you know, Saturn. Saturn, the planet, it's all about motivation, you know, uh, accolades as well, getting to the top with perseverance, and also doing dirty, hard work day after day, habitual, like a drill sergeant, like a person who's like Steph Curry, who's practicing his shot every day, and he gets to the point in which he is, you know, a master at his craft, right? It's like they are masters. They want to work hard in order to, like LeBron James, he's a Capricorn, to get to the rewards. And when you put that all together, I think that they are very prideful on their self-esteem. Capricorn, Saturn energy is the father. They care about reputation, about the community, the family reputation, about their self reputation. They care about how they are viewed, which is something that is a lesson for us all once we get to the 12th house. Once we get to Pisces, it's like reputation doesn't matter. However, there's a lot of lessons that can be learned, because along the way, when we are traveling, ooh, that one to come out. We'll take that. We're traveling down this path of actualization. I think that all of us go through a point in which we question whether or not the things that we've done and how we believe that we're viewed by others, how that has affected us. And look at that. We'll take this too on the bottom of the deck. We'll view these in a minute, and we'll pull out these guys. I've used these in private readings, but I don't think I've busted these out, because as I had it heal last year, I did private readings more. Whoa, okay, that popped out. What is up? But I have not. I don't think I've personed them online, and they're very brand new, so they've barely been used. I think only like 3 times. Shout out Charlie. I think we used these on one of our readings. Charles in charge of our days, of our lights. Old 80s thing. In any case, so if you guys happen to see this, if anybody is on or has the gumption to come in and listen to this reading at any time, it's timeless, and I'm just getting used to it. I'm going to try to do, again, a live reading, just random, just casual, not my spirit animal videos, not my regular content. These are just going to be spontaneous live readings as much as I can when I'm feeling up to it and feeling like an under 20-minute reading is appropriate. So let's see if anything else. Won't take that. These are really stiff. I might just take that one over there and go with it, because these, yep. We'll take this one then flipped out. But these really need to be, I need to like do energy work on these and soften them up, guys. All right, and then I guess to get going, these are pretty direct, so I don't think that you should bank on any kind of life-changing questions on these. However, some of my clients actually like them. One in particular who asks me sometimes to pull a card randomly about questions that they have. These are going to all be answers. So these are the Angel Answer Oracle deck. Shout out to, I forget her name. I often send fellow YouTubers and astrologers online gifts, and I forgot what her name is, unless I would shout her out. I sent her a brand new deck of this because it was on her wish list. I forgot. She was really nice. I think she has like a missing leg. Like that makes it possible for you guys to know. Okay. So think about now if you do have any questions in particular. Perhaps if you had a decision that you were just curious about when you came on here. If you do happen to read this, then we will get a card out of the Angel's Answers deck. There we go. Wait. Okay. So if you asked a specific question, in your mind, or if you had one coming into this reading, it's saying wait. So reflection time, I think, is important right now in general, as we just got out of Mercury retrograde, good old Mercury retrograde, and I think it's still stationed, so it's gearing up to go direct. And I think that when we have Mercury in retrograde, there's a lot of waiting that we need to do to reflect and pause and wait until things are gearing up again. So there might be some stagnancy right now, but I think that the stagnancy, if you came here for any message, if you're looking for what should you do, should you act upon your impulses or act upon these feelings or plans, I say if you are looking for a message today, wait is what the cards say. Okay, so these two cards that came out is the Three of Wands, wow, Mars and Aries in this deck, and Death, the Death card, Mars. So both Mars energies, which interestingly enough, I should roll the dice and see if it comes up. I keep on getting, yeah, let's do it. The Mars die comes up every time I've given a private reading, 2 times in a row for the live. Mars keeps on coming up. So I don't know what you are into, if you're into astrology at all, if you have a chart, if you go to CoStar, if you go online, there's plenty of free birth charts. Find out where Mars is in your chart. Mars is in Aquarius in mine. And so these themes keep on coming up. Let's see what comes up on the dice if Mars comes up again. No, Pisces, Neptune and Pisces, and the number 1. So interesting that we all have the card that was 10, 50, you know, it's all like 1, 10s, 5s. Anyways, Neptune is in Pisces right now in the astrological forecast, in the astrological skies, should they say. The Three of Wands also to me is about foreshadowing, right? In this deck, it talks about foresight. It talks about Mars and Aries, about having that, you know, planning and everything go, you know, you're already done with the drafts. You're already done with the, you know, oh, come here, puppies. Come up here. You're going to climb up here? You're already done with the blueprints. Right now is a time. What, baby? Look at this kitty. What are you talking about? What are you talking? Are you on camera? What are you talking about? What are you talking? What? You cute baby. Look at this baby. Oh my gosh, rotate device. Oops. Oh my gosh. Hi, Aiden. Pittsburgh. Go ahead. We'll take a question. Hi, Aiden. How are you doing, hon? Like, it's good to see you pop on here. Yeah, I had health issues last year, so I kind of been on a hiatus, and then Mochi wanted to pop on and say something. Oh, God bless. And anyway, and I don't know when these comments came up, you guys. Kind of lame when it comes to live. I'm getting back into the swing of things. So if there is a person named Pittsburgh 10 still on here, and if you want to take a question, yeah, it just popped up. Will you please tell me why? Okay, I don't know about that. We'll keep the comments. We'll keep the comments honest. Pittsburgh 10 says, may you please tell me why Jamila keeps fleeing sex magic, etc. I think you mean doing on me. I don't know. Those kind of questions, I don't really do like interpretive, like why something happens. I do more prescriptive. You know what I mean? Like, here, this will help you. So my friend, I don't know, but maybe the death card is Scorpio or endings. Something is completely needing to be dealt with. Maybe it's you need to believe in the fact that nobody can do, in my opinion, any magic on you that you can't protect yourself from. So if it's a serious question, I would say protect yourself. And if that person is doing that, in my opinion, not judging, I think that they are on a journey of self-discovery and going through a bit of a pattern in which they feel they need to force things upon others, and I don't believe in that in the karmic swing of things. I'm sure if you're asking, the next question is like, what does she want from me? She is a Scorpio. I have a lot of love for Scorpios. My daughter, my men in my life, prior to my husband, my dad and my two grandpas were Scorpios, and lots of many friends. Let's see what the cards say. I think, obviously, if you're asking, well, what does she want from me? She wants control. That's really a strong, if this is a serious question, that's a strong indication if anyone's trying to do any kind of sex magic, love spells. I personally don't believe in that. I believe that you can put any intention behind magic if it's light or dark or uh, any kind of magic that you want to call sex magic, whatever. I think that if you're enforcing this upon somebody and they're not in the union with you in the pack, like, the figure eight making that request to the universe with you, that it is not relevant, to be honest. I really don't. I think that everybody's weird. I'm the biggest weirdo. This guy, Pittsburgh, or girl, I don't know, Pittsburgh 10 says, she is so weird. I want to rep the weirdos out there. I myself am weird. I love weird. You ever seen Beetlejuice? I myself am strange and unusual. But the fact is, I think that we're all on a journey. I can be weird. I've went through things where of course, as we all discover what we believe in and what we go through, of course, I went through the whole 9 yards, like stages of looking up things to see, what I thought about it in documentaries. I think definitely. Let's see. Said something else. I'm weird as well. I meant to say evil. That's not good. Evil is not good. Obviously, right? Let's see what came up. How funny is this? So this was dealt before you asked the question, which is funny because I had some sort of fake love reading go on, and the person said they were a Scorpio, whether they were or not. This woman, right? The whole deck came out, like the Scorpio death card, and then the two, which is funny to me because it's like tarot still will like rock what's up, if that makes sense, right? Which is funny. So these cards, let's read these and see if you can get any kind of insight. I think that there's a lot of dark energy. I'm not going to say if there is evil or not evil within this person, of course, it's not for me to judge. I think we all have a tendency to be dark or light, right? To be evil or to present ourselves with a direct nature. I would say if it's a real inquiry, like just go at it direct, like you're doing to the chat. Just be like, hey, you know what? Are you doing like dark magic? And if you are, I don't really pertain to that. I don't believe it, or I have protection from it, or whatever your thing is. And let's talk about what kind of dynamic we want to have moving forward. And if they're too immature to understand that, there you go. There's your love saga, and that's for you, right? We all have our own. Okay, so the three cards that you got, which interestingly, Scorpio came up. And as you know, or if you don't, Scorpio represents brave, passionate, and loyal energy. Scorpio is one of the most determined signs of the zodiac. Scorpios love to get to know you, and they have the most amazing memory of all the signs. I love that about Scorpios. They are often met with many difficult life experiences that force them to grow beyond their years. So, if you're inquiring about some love interest chick that is a Scorpio and you think she's evil, that's what's up. I think that we all are a product of our environment and the experiences and how we perceive them. And I know that Scorpios, literally, I don't care what anyone says, they do have like a black cloud sometimes that follows over them. My daughter literally will just, an example, she goes to her birthday party, we plan it, I go pick up people from hours away, we get in, and 5 minutes later in the jump and pump thing, she breaks her arm and she has the ambulance come, right? It's just Scorpios have some sort of like bad luck thing. My dad used to tell me that, and I used to be like, bullshit, dad. November 1st Scorpio. And it is, to me, I've found it to be true, having a Scorpio daughter. And it's not a bad thing. It's not like, oh, they're doomed. It just seems like they have a lot of things, like it says, difficult life experiences that they have to challenge as part of their soul's journey, I think. So, not to rep that person that's doing kind of sex magic, because again, I don't believe that anybody should be doing any kind of thing projecting onto whether or not you know it. I am protected. I know a lot of people have said, they'll send me things and say, oh yeah, you know what, I got your hair and I did this and that. And I'm like, you know what, I'm protected. I have my spiritual practices. I have sage. I have my prayers, basically. You can have crystals, you can have all that, but if you don't have the faith and the belief that you're protected, which I love that you said you don't believe in it. So I think that whether you believe it or not, if you envision like something around you, just like that old like thing, what bounces off of me and bounces off of you, sticks to glue, whatever. You know what I mean? Like you can protect yourself with like an invisible vision of a mirror if anyone's listening. And you're so cute. What is my baby doing? He's so cute. Why are you so cute? What you doing? What you doing, Mochi? Okay, sorry. I had to pause and see my baby, how cute he is. Okay. This is over 20 minutes, so I should end it, you guys. If you're still here, if not, we'll read. This is obviously coming up for a reason, whether or not. And it's funny because the death card that represents Scorpio had just come up about Mars and Aries, which Mars typically, before they discovered Pluto in the ancient astrological terms, ruled Scorpio. Anyway, so these are very interesting asteroids, which I rarely have gotten, even though I've barely worked with these decks. So let's read what it says for insight. Okay, so Pallas, named for the Roman goddess Pallas, this asteroid, also referred to as Pallas Athena, represents wisdom, creative intelligence, and reason. Where she appears in your chart can help you understand how you seek knowledge and solve problems. So maybe check a look if there's CoStar or any application that can do a birth chart for free and see if they have Pallas listed, right? Pallas Athena is the asteroid, and see where it is in your chart. Maybe that's a clue in how you could seek knowledge to solve the problem. So Pallas is also associated with warfare and can indicate where you take matters into your own hands. So yeah, there's obviously a battle of a love affair or whatnot with the person who asked me that, or if anyone's listening. If you have, which we all do, right? A love story. It says, create a plan of action around major life-changing opportunities. So Hygeia is the other asteroid card that came up. Named for the Greek goddess of health, this asteroid is associated with mental and physical health. Hygeia can indicate our relationship to sleep, hygiene, nutrition, exercise, and holistic wellness practices. So, yeah, protecting ourselves and getting into the swing of things in a, for me, routine is key, which I don't have naturally. And so forcing myself to do a routine like this is good for me to come and try to practice just going on live casually again in the morning to get me back into the swing of things as I move through healing and better health from the physical ailments and stuff, which we will step aside from. Difficult aspects and transits featuring this asteroid can indicate sudden changes in your body or sudden onset of illness. This asteroid has a powerful influence on those who work in the wellness industry and may be a prominent player in the charts of doctors, healers, and other medical professionals. Interesting. I will take a look because I do not know where Hygeia is in my chart, and that pertains, I think, to me as well. So thanks, guys. Aiden, if you're still here, or even if not, I love you to death. Sending that out in the universe. Hope that you catch my love vibes and just wishing you well. I'm going to try to do this every day. It's a little bit longer. I wanted to go under 20 minutes every day. This is almost 30, but I took a question from the Pittsburgh 10 person, and I appreciate you interacting, and I appreciate you guys. I'm just going to come forth with my authentic self, read from different decks when I can, when I feel better, and wish you guys a lot of love. Lot of love. Okay, and let's leave off with this guy right here. Can you see? What? What? Oh my god, because you're so cute. What? 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 You're so cute. You just want beads? Oh, you brought me a bead? Brought me a bead? Is that what you did? You brought a bead? What? You brought a bead? Why not? Let's leave this off. You want to go? Come on. Let's go. Okay. You want to get a bead? Okay. Let's see if I can see you. What? Bring it up. Bring it up easily. Easily. Okay. We'll end this now. Bye, guys. Are you on the YouTube?